Hello, my beautiful dreamers. This is Luna, and welcome back to Luna's Romance Audiobooks, where wedding dresses are worn for the wrong groom, altars become stages for heartbreak and salvation. So settle in close, my dreamers. This is a story about preparation and abandonment, humiliation and rescue, wrong grooms and right kings. Prologue. The altar. I'm standing at the altar in my wedding dress, and my groom isn't here. 300 guests sit in decorated pews, whispering, wondering, pitying. My bouquet trembles in my hands. White roses and lavender. Chosen 6 months ago. Perfect, like everything else I planned for this day. The dress cost a fortune. Imported lace, hand-sewn pearls. Fitted perfectly after 5 alterations. I've never felt more beautiful or more humiliated. He's just late, someone whispers. Traffic, cold feet, he'll be here. But I know better. I've known for 3 weeks that Marcus was pulling away, becoming distant, finding excuses, losing interest. I just didn't think he'd actually abandon me. Not publicly. Not at the altar. Not in front of everyone we know. Tessa, my maid of honor whispers. It's been 20 minutes. Should we cancel? Cancel. Admit defeat. Acknowledge that I've been left. That Marcus chose not to marry me. That 6 months of planning ends in public humiliation. Give him 5 more minutes, I say, voice steady despite the devastation crushing my chest. He'll come. He has to come. But he doesn't. 5 minutes pass, then 10, then 15. The whispers grow louder. The pity more obvious, the humiliation more complete. I'm about to announce the cancellation when the church doors open. Hope surges. Maybe he came. Maybe he's here. But it's not Marcus. Chapter 1. The engagement, 6 months before. The proposal. 6 months before the altar abandonment, Marcus proposed. It was perfect, romantic, everything I'd dreamed of. We'd been dating for 2 years. Beta, Marcus Ashford, and me, Tessa Morningstar, a simple pack member. I wasn't highborn, wasn't particularly special. Just ordinary. Lucky to have caught a Beta's interest. Tessa, I love you, Marcus said, kneeling in the park where we'd first met. Will you marry me? The ring was beautiful. Diamond surrounded by sapphires. Expensive. Thoughtful. Yes, of course! He kissed me. Cheers erupted from hidden friends and family. It was perfect. Magical. The beginning of forever. We'll plan the wedding of your dreams, he promised. Whatever you want, however you want it. This is your day. Our day, I corrected. It's our wedding. Both of us. Right, our day. But you'll do most of the planning. That's what brides do, right? I'll just show up and say, I do. It seemed sweet then, letting me control the planning, trusting me with the details. I didn't realize it was the first sign of disengagement. Month 1, initial planning. The first month was exciting, endless possibilities, unlimited options, everything to decide. I'm thinking spring wedding, I told Marcus. 6 months from now. Gives us time to plan, but not so long we're waiting forever. Sounds good. Whatever you want. What kind of flowers do you like? I'm thinking roses and lavender. Whatever you want. I'm not picky about flowers. Guest list. How many from your side? I'll send you a list. You organize it. You're better at this stuff. He was right. I was better at planning, but I'd hoped for more involvement, more partnership, more enthusiasm. Do you want to look at venues with me this weekend? I have pack business. You go. Choose something nice. I trust your judgment. So, I went alone, toured venues, selected the perfect church, booked the reception hall, made all the decisions by myself. Month 2, growing distance. By month 2, Marcus's disengagement was more obvious, but I told myself he was just busy, stressed, not actually losing interest. I found the perfect dress, I told him excitedly. Want to see pictures? Isn't seeing the dress before the wedding bad luck? Not pictures, just, I want to share this with you. I'm sure it's beautiful. You have great taste. I trust you. Trust. He kept saying he trusted me, but it felt less like trust and more like apathy. Can we discuss the menu for the reception? The caterer needs decisions. Just pick what you like. I eat anything. Marcus, this is our wedding. I want your input, and I'm giving it. I trust your choices. Plan whatever you want. I'll be happy with whatever you decide. But I didn't want to plan alone. I wanted partnership, collaboration, shared excitement. Is everything okay? I asked one night. You seemed distant, disinterested in the wedding planning. I'm fine, just busy. Work is intense right now. Don't worry about it. Focus on making the wedding perfect. That's what matters. So I did. Focused on perfection. Ignored the growing distance. Told myself everything would be fine once the stress passed. Month 3. The dress month 3 brought the dress shopping. My mother, my sister, my best friend. All there to help me choose. This is the one, I said, trying on the perfect dress. Lace, pearls, fitted bodice, flowing skirt. This is my dress. You look stunning, my mother said, crying. Marcus is going to die when he sees you. Would he? Would he even care? He'd shown so little interest in any other wedding details. Have you invited Marcus to any of the planning? My sister asked. Cake tasting? Flower selection? Anything? He's too busy. He trusts me to make the decisions. That's not trust. That's disengagement. He should want to be involved. This is his wedding, too. He's just stressed. Once work calms down, he'll be more present. But work didn't calm down, and Marcus didn't become more present. If anything, he withdrew further. Month 4, the warning signs. Month 4 brought undeniable warning signs, but I was too invested to acknowledge them. Marcus, we need to finalize the guest list, and discuss seating arrangements, and confirm the music. Can we do this later? I'm exhausted. We've been pushing later for weeks. The wedding is in 2 months. We need to make decisions. You make them. You're good at this. I trust you. Stop saying you trust me. I need you to care, to be involved, to act like this wedding matters to you. It does matter. Then act like it. Show up to meetings, give opinions, be present. You're treating this like my wedding instead of ours. Because you're controlling everything, every detail, every decision. There's nothing left for me to contribute. Because you refuse to contribute. I keep asking for input and you say whatever you want. That's not contributing. That's checking out. We fought. Badly. About the wedding. About his disengagement. About everything. Maybe we should postpone, he said finally. Clearly the stress is getting to both of us. Postpone? Everything's booked. Invitations sent. Deposits paid. We can't postpone. Then we continue. But you need to relax. Stop being so controlling. Let things happen naturally. Controlling. He called me controlling for trying to plan our wedding, for wanting his involvement, for caring about our future. I should have seen it then. Should have recognized that he was pulling away, that the wedding was becoming a burden to him, that I was becoming a burden. But I didn't. I just kept planning, kept hoping, kept believing everything would be perfect on the day. Month 5, the unraveling. Month 5 was when everything truly started unraveling, but I was in denial, desperate to make it work. Final dress fitting tomorrow, I reminded Marcus. You said you'd come, see the dress, share the moment. I have a meeting, can't make it. Sorry. You've said that about everything, cake tasting, flower selection, venue walkthrough. You've missed everything that matters. Work is demanding. Work has been demanding for 5 months. At some point, I need to matter more than work. Our wedding needs to matter. It does matter. I don't need to be at every little fitting and tasting. Those are bride things. You handle them. I'll show up on the day. Bride things? Like our wedding was my project and he was just an attendee. Do you even want to marry me? I asked. Finally. The question I'd been avoiding for months. Of course I do. I proposed, didn't I? I bought the ring. I'm still here. Barely. You're physically present but emotionally gone. You don't care about the wedding. Don't care about the planning. I'm not sure you care about me. You're being dramatic. I'm just not into wedding planning. That doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I'm a practical male who doesn't care about flower arrangements. But it wasn't just flower arrangements. It was everything. Every detail. Every moment. Every part of our future. 1 month until the wedding, I said. Can you please try? Please be present? Please act like this matters? I'll try. I promise. He didn't. He got worse. Month 6, the final weeks. The final month before the wedding was a disaster. Marcus was barely present, barely engaged, barely there. Bachelor party is this weekend, his friends told me. We're taking Marcus out. One last night of freedom. Freedom, like marriage to me, was imprisonment. He came back from the bachelor party different, distant, cold, like something had shifted irreversibly. Did something happen? I asked. You seem off, different. Nothing happened. Just realized some things. Had some clarity. What kind of clarity? About life, about choices, about futures. Marcus, you're scaring me. What are you saying? Nothing. Just thinking. Wedding's in 2 weeks. Getting real now. Getting real. Like it hadn't been real before. Like our relationship was suddenly becoming actual. Are you having second thoughts? Everyone has second thoughts before a wedding. It's normal. It's not normal to completely disengage, to avoid every planning session, to act like the wedding is a burden instead of a celebration. I'm not acting like anything, I'm just processing. This is a big step. I'm allowed to process. But processing looked like pulling away, like preparing to run, like reconsidering everything. Do you want to postpone? Cancel? If you're not ready, no, we're doing this. 2 weeks. As planned. Everything's arranged. Everyone's invited. We're going through with it. Going through with it. Like it was an obligation instead of a choice, a requirement instead of a desire. I should have postponed, should have insisted on waiting until he was sure. Should have protected myself from what was coming. But I didn't. I kept planning, kept preparing, kept believing that on the day everything would be perfect, that he'd show up, say his vows, choose me. I was wrong. Chapter 2. The preparations. Final week. 7 days before. The rehearsal. The wedding rehearsal was a disaster. Marcus was late, disengaged, clearly wishing he was anywhere else. Marcus, you need to stand here, the wedding coordinator instructed. When Tessa reaches the altar. Yeah, I get it. Stand. Wait. Say vows. Done. It's not just standing. There's timing, positioning, vows to practice. I don't need to practice. I'll figure it out on the day. The coordinator looked at me. I looked at Marcus. He was checked out. Completely. Can you at least pretend to care? I whispered. Everyone's watching. They can see you don't want to be here. I'm here, aren't I? I showed up. That's what matters. Being physically present isn't the same as being engaged. Tessa, I'm tired. Can we just get through this so I can go home? We got through it. Barely, with Marcus clearly counting minutes until he could leave. He seems reluctant, my mother observed. Is everything all right? He's just stressed. Work. Wedding pressure. He'll be fine on the day. But I didn't believe it. And neither did she. 6 days before. The doubt. 6 days before the wedding, I confronted Marcus directly. Do you want to marry me? Honest answer. No deflection. Yes or no? He hesitated. That hesitation told me everything. It's complicated. It's not complicated. Either you want to marry me or you don't. Which is it? I thought I did. When I proposed, everything seemed right. But now what? Now I'm not sure. The wedding got so big, so complicated, so overwhelming. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Then we postpone, cancel, whatever you need. But I need honesty. I need to know if you're going to show up. I'll show up. Everything's arranged. Everyone's invited. I'll be there. You'll be there. But will you want to be there? Will you actually want to marry me? Or will you just go through the motions because everything's arranged? I don't know. I honestly don't know. At least he was being honest. Finally. After months of deflection and disengagement. Maybe we should cancel. No, we're doing this. I'm just nervous. Cold feet. Normal pre-wedding jitters. I'll be fine on the day. Marcus, this isn't cold feet. This is fundamental doubt. If you don't want to marry me, tell me now. Don't wait until I'm standing at the altar. I'll be there. I promise. I'll show up. We'll get married. Everything will be fine. I wanted to believe him. Desperately. But the doubt in his eyes told me the truth. He wasn't sure. And unsure grooms don't make reliable husbands. 5 days before, the breakdown. 5 days before the wedding, I had a breakdown. Complete, total breakdown. I can't do this, I told my sister. He doesn't want to marry me. I'm forcing him into something he doesn't want. I should cancel. You've spent 6 months planning, thousands of dollars, 300 guests invited. You can't cancel 5 days before. I can't marry someone who doesn't want me, who's been disengaged for months, who might not even show up. He'll show up. He promised. His promises mean nothing. He promised to be involved in planning, to care about our wedding, to be present. He's broken every promise he's made. Then confront him. Make him commit or call it off. But decide now. Not 5 days from now. Not at the altar. Now. She was right. I needed to force a decision. Before it was too late to change course. 4 days before the confrontation. 4 days before the wedding, I gave Marcus an ultimatum. Marry me enthusiastically or let me cancel. Those are your options. No more maybes. No more uncertainty. Choose. That's not fair. What's not fair is months of disengagement. Months of me planning alone while you checked out. Months of doubting whether you even want this. I deserve certainty. Choose. I choose. I choose to go through with it. We're getting married. As planned. You're choosing to go through with it, not choosing to marry me. There's a difference. Tessa, you're overthinking. I'm not overthinking. I'm recognizing that you're uncertain, that you're not sure you want this, and I'm trying to give you an out before we make a mistake. It's not a mistake. Then prove it. Show up to the wedding. Say your vows. Marry me like you mean it. Or don't show up at all, because I can't marry someone who's just going through with it. I'll be there. I promise. Another promise. Another empty assurance. Another reason. To doubt. 3 days before, the final preparations. 3 days before the wedding, I focused on final preparations, because what else could I do? Final dress check, the seamstress said. Perfect fit. You look stunning. I looked at myself in the mirror. White lace, pearls, perfect hair, perfect makeup. Perfect everything. Except the groom. The groom was far from perfect. Are you excited? The seamstress asked. 3 days until you're a married woman. Terrified, I admitted. Not excited. Terrified. Cold feet? Cold everything. I don't think my groom wants to marry me. I think he might not show up. Then why go through with it? Because everything's arranged. Everyone's invited. I've spent 6 months planning. How do I cancel 3 days before? You just do. If he's uncertain, you cancel. Better to cancel than to marry someone who doesn't want you. She was right. But I couldn't. Couldn't face the humiliation of canceling. Couldn't admit defeat. Couldn't accept that 6 months of planning was for nothing. So I didn't cancel. I just hoped. Desperately. Foolishly. 2 days before, the silence. 2 days before the wedding, Marcus went silent. Completely. No calls, no texts, no contact. Have you heard from Marcus? I asked his beta friend. Not recently. He said he needed space. Time to think. 2 days before our wedding and he needs space to think? He's processing. This is a big step. It's been a big step for 6 months. He's had plenty of time to process. Now he needs to decide. Is he showing up or not? I think he'll show up. He's just nervous. Everyone kept saying he was nervous. But this wasn't nerves. This was active avoidance, active doubt, active preparation to run. Tell him to call me, please. I need to hear from him. Need to know he's actually going to show up. He never called. One day before, the realization. One day before the wedding, I realized the truth. Marcus wasn't going to show up. All the signs were there. The disengagement, the doubt, the silence, the avoidance. He was going to leave me at the altar, abandon me publicly, make a spectacle of my heartbreak. I should cancel, I told my mother. He's not going to show up. I know he's not. You don't know that. I do know. I've known for weeks. I just didn't want to admit it. But he's not coming, and I'm going to be humiliated in front of 300 people. Then cancel, now, before it's too late. But I couldn't. Pride, stubbornness, denial, hope. Some combination kept me from canceling. If he doesn't show, I'll handle it, but I'm not canceling. Not after 6 months of planning. Not after everything I've invested. I'll go to the church. I'll stand at the altar. And if he doesn't come, then I'll deal with it. That's a terrible plan. It's the only plan I have. The morning, the preparation. The morning of the wedding, I prepared. Hair, makeup, dress, everything perfect. You look beautiful, my bridesmaid said. Marcus is going to lose his mind when he sees you. If he sees me, if he shows up, if he doesn't run. Have you heard from him? I asked casually, trying to hide my terror. Not yet. But the groomsmen are at the church, getting ready. I'm sure he'll be there soon. But I knew better. The groomsmen might be there. Marcus wouldn't be. It's time, the coordinator said. The church is full. Everyone's waiting. Are you ready? No, I wasn't ready. I was terrified. Certain I was walking into humiliation. But I went anyway. Got in the car, drove to the church, prepared to face whatever came. He's not here yet, someone whispered as I arrived. The groom hasn't arrived. My worst fear confirmed. He wasn't coming. He'd left me, abandoned me, made his choice. Give him a few minutes, I said. Voice steady despite my breaking heart. He'll be here. But he wouldn't. I knew he wouldn't. And when I walked down that aisle, stood at that altar, faced 300 pitying faces, I'd have to admit it. Marcus had left me. Publicly, completely, irreversibly. Unless someone intervened. Unless something changed. Unless salvation came from an unexpected source. Chapter 3. The Abandonment, the Walk. I walked down the aisle alone. My father had offered to escort me, but I declined. If I'm going to be abandoned, I'm walking to that abandonment by myself, with dignity, with strength, alone. Every step was agony, 300 faces watching, whispering, pitying. Where's the groom? He's not here. Marcus isn't here. Is the wedding canceled? She's still walking. Why is she still walking if the groom isn't here? Because I'd invested 6 months. Because I'd planned every detail. Because I refused to run from humiliation. I'd face it, head high, dignified. I reached the altar, stood where brides stand, waited where brides wait. But there was no groom, just empty space, empty promises, empty future. The waiting. I waited. 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20. Every minute an eternity. Every whisper a knife. Every pitying glance a wound. Should we announce a delay? The officiant whispered. Or cancel? 5 more minutes, I said. Give him 5 more minutes. But Marcus didn't need 5 more minutes. He'd made his choice weeks ago. He just didn't have the courage to tell me. Tessa, my maid of honor whispered. He's not coming. We need to cancel. End this. You don't deserve to stand here being humiliated. I know he's not coming. But I'm not running. I'm not hiding. I'm standing here, facing this, letting everyone see exactly what Marcus did to me. Why? Why put yourself through this? Because he left me publicly. I'll face it publicly, with dignity, with strength. I won't give him the satisfaction of seeing me break. The phone call. My sister's phone buzzed. She checked it, went pale. What? I asked. What is it? It's Marcus. He sent a message to his beta, who forwarded it to me. What does it say? She handed me the phone. I read the message that destroyed me. Tell Tessa I'm sorry. I can't do this. Can't marry her. Realized last night I don't love her enough. Can't spend my life with someone I don't fully want. She deserves better than half-hearted commitment. Tell her to cancel the wedding. I'm not coming. Ever. He'd sent a text. Didn't even have the courage to call. To tell me himself. To face me. Just a text. Forwarded through friends. Cowardly. Cruel. Complete. I'm so sorry, my sister whispered. He's awful. This is awful. You need to cancel. Now. Before. Before everyone knows? They already know. Look at them. They're waiting to see what I'll do. How I'll react. Whether I'll break. Then let's leave. Cancel with dignity. Get you out of here. No. I'm making an announcement. I'm telling everyone exactly what Marcus did. I'm not protecting his reputation. Not hiding his cowardice. Everyone will know. I turned to face the congregation. 300 faces watching. Waiting. The announcement. Thank you all for coming, I said. Voice steady. Strong. Refusing to break. I know you're wondering where the groom is. The answer is, he's not coming. Marcus has decided he doesn't want to marry me. He sent a text message informing me of this decision. He doesn't love me enough. Doesn't want me enough. Realized he can't commit. So he ran. Left me here, in front of all of you, rather than face me like a man. Gasps, whispers, shock, pity. Everything I expected. I apologize for wasting your time. The wedding is canceled. Obviously, there will be no reception, no celebration. Just humiliation. Thank you for coming. You're dismissed. I turned to walk away. To leave with whatever dignity remained. To exit this nightmare. That's when the church doors opened. The entrance, Alpha King Nikolai Stormborn entered. Alone. Commanding. Powerful. Everyone froze. The king didn't attend regular pack weddings. Didn't involve himself in personal matters. Why was he here? He walked down the aisle. Purpose in every step. Silver eyes fixed on me. He reached the altar. Stood before me. Your groom isn't coming, he said. I know. I just announced it. He sent a text. He's not coming. Ever. Coward. Leaving you like this, publicly, via text message. You deserve better. I know. But there's nothing I can do. He's made his choice. I'm left here. Humiliated. Destroyed. You don't have to be destroyed. You can be saved. If you're willing. Saved how? Marry me, instead. The church erupted. Gasps. Shouts. Complete chaos. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. Marry me, now. Use this wedding. This dress, these vows. Just say them to me instead of the coward who abandoned you. You don't even know me. I know enough. I know you're standing here with dignity, despite devastating humiliation. I know you faced 300 witnesses rather than hide. I know you deserve better than what Marcus gave you. Marry me. Let me give you better. The decision. This is insane, I said. You're the king. You could marry anyone. Why would you marry me? A nobody. An abandoned bride. A strong she-wolf who deserves better than she got. That's who you are. And I'm offering better. A marriage. A mate. A king who won't run. Who will stand beside you. Who will choose you publicly, permanently, proudly. But you don't love me. I don't know you well enough to love you yet. But I can learn to love you. And you can learn to love me. We can build something real. Or you can walk away now. destroyed by Marcus's cowardice. Your choice. The officiant cleared his throat. Your Majesty, marriage requires preparation, planning. This is highly irregular. I'm the king. I'm making it regular. The bride has a dress. The church is full. The witnesses are present. All we need is consent. Tessa, do you consent to marry me instead of Marcus? I should say no. Should walk away. Should process this disaster privately. Should not marry a stranger, even a king, on impulse. But Marcus had planned to humiliate me. Had sent a text rather than face me. Had left me standing at an altar in front of everyone I knew. The king was offering salvation. Dignity. A choice that transformed humiliation into triumph. Yes, I said. Yes, I consent. I'll marry you instead. Then let's begin. Officiant. Start the ceremony. Chapter 4. The Vow Exchange. The ceremony begins. The officiant looked stunned. Your Majesty, this is unprecedented. Are you certain? Completely certain. Begin the ceremony. Now. Very well. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the union of... He paused, looked at me. The bride's name? Tessa Morningstar, I said, voice surprisingly steady. The union of Tessa Morningstar and Alpha King Nikolai Stormborn in holy matrimony. The church was silent, absolutely silent, everyone processing what was happening. The abandoned bride marrying the king, the humiliation transforming into something else entirely. The vows, Nikolai. Do you, Nikolai Stormborn, take Tessa Morningstar to be your lawfully wedded wife? To have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part? The king looked at me, silver eyes serious, committed. I do. 2 words, simple, powerful, binding. He was actually doing this, actually marrying me, a complete stranger, to save me from humiliation. The vows, Tessa. Do you, Tessa Morningstar, take Nikolai Stormborn to be your lawfully wedded husband? To have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part? I hesitated. This was insane. Marrying a stranger, a king, someone I'd never even spoken to before today. But the alternative was walking away, destroyed, humiliated, broken by Marcus's abandonment. I do, I said, choosing salvation over devastation, choosing the king over emptiness. The ring. The rings, please, the officiant said. Silence, awkward silence. I had Marcus's ring, but the king obviously had no ring for me. Use this, the king said, removing a ring from his own finger. A signet ring, royal crest, heavy with meaning. It's not a wedding ring, but it's mine, and I'm giving it to you. That makes it yours. That makes it binding. He slid it onto my finger. Too large, meant for a male, but symbolically perfect. I don't have a ring for you, I said. I have Marcus's ring, but keep it, or throw it away. I don't need a ring to know I've made vows. My word is binding. Ring or no ring. The pronouncement. By the power vested in me by the moon goddess in the kingdom, I now pronounce you husband and wife. King Nikolai, you may kiss your bride. The king looked at me. May I? Asking permission. Even now, even in this bizarre situation, respecting my choice. Yes, he kissed me, gentle, brief, appropriate for a first kiss between strangers who just married. The church erupted. Applause, shock, chaos, complete, utter chaos. I'd walked down the aisle expecting to marry Marcus. I was leaving married to the king. My wedding had been saved. My humiliation transformed. My future completely changed. All because the Alpha King stepped forward and said 3 words. Marry me instead. Chapter 5. The Aftermath. Immediate. The Exit. The king took my hand. Led me down the aisle. Past 300 shocked faces. Out of the church. into a waiting royal car. "Where are we going?" I asked. "The royal palace, your new home, unless you'd prefer to go somewhere else?" "I don't know where else I'd go. My apartment was shared with Marcus. I can't go back there. My parents' house is, I don't know. I don't know anything right now." "Then the palace. We'll figure everything else out once we're there." The drive was silent. I stared at the too large ring on my finger, processed what had just happened. Married. To the king, instead of Marcus. My entire life changed in 20 minutes. The palace arrival. The royal palace was magnificent, grand, overwhelming. "These will be your chambers," the king said, showing me to a suite, connected to mine through that door. "You can lock it if you prefer privacy, or leave it open. Your choice." "I don't understand why you did this. Why you married me. You don't know me. Don't owe me anything. Why save me?" "Because you deserved saving. And because I could. I was at the church to meet with the officiant about something else. Heard the commotion. Learned what was happening. Saw you standing there, dignified despite devastation. Decided you deserved better. So I offered better." "But marriage? You could have just, I don't know, offered comfort, sympathy, not marriage." "Comfort would have been temporary. Sympathy would have been hollow. Marriage is permanent, real. It transforms humiliation into triumph, makes you queen instead of abandoned bride. That's better than comfort." "The reality, we're married," I said, processing. "Actually married, legally, permanently. This isn't a dream or a nightmare. This is real. Very real and very binding. I take marriage seriously. I won't divorce you. Won't abandon you like Marcus did. We're bound now. For life. Even though you don't know me, don't love me, don't even like me, probably. I don't know you well enough to love you yet, but I can learn. And I already respect you, your strength, your dignity, your courage. That's a foundation. We can build from there. What if we hate each other? What if this is a terrible mistake? Then we work through it. Make the best of it. Build something functional, even if not romantic. But I don't think we'll hate each other. I think we'll surprise ourselves. You're very optimistic for someone who just married a complete stranger. I'm pragmatic. I made a choice. I'll make it work. That's what kings do. We make choices, and we make them succeed. The first meal. The palace staff served dinner. Formal, elaborate, overwhelming. "You don't have to eat if you're not hungry," the king said. "Today has been traumatic. Your appetite is probably non-existent. I should be hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast. But I feel numb, disconnected. Like I'm watching this happen to someone else. Shock. Normal under the circumstances. You prepared for a wedding to Marcus. Got a wedding to me instead. That's disorienting." Disorienting is an understatement. This morning I was marrying a beta. Tonight I'm married to the king. My life has completely transformed in hours. For better or worse. I don't know yet. Ask me in a week, or a month, or a year. Right now I'm just surviving. Fair enough. Survive tonight. Tomorrow we'll start figuring out the rest. The sleeping arrangements. "I'll sleep in my chambers tonight," the king said. "Give you privacy, space, time to process. The connecting door will be locked from your side. You're safe. You're in control." "You're really not expecting anything tonight? On our wedding night?" "I'm expecting you to sleep, to recover, to process, nothing more. We married for practical reasons, not romantic ones. I'm not going to pressure you into intimacy you're not ready for. Thank you for that, for everything, for saving me, for giving me dignity. For this. You're welcome. Sleep well, Tessa. Tomorrow we'll begin figuring out how to make this marriage work." He left, locked the door from his side, gave me absolute privacy, and I collapsed. Finally. Let the tears come. Let the devastation surface. let myself break in private. Marcus had abandoned me. The king had saved me. My wedding had been hijacked. My life had been transformed. And I had no idea if it was salvation or just a different kind of disaster. Chapter 6. The Adjustment. First month. Week 1. The first week was shock. Pure, complete shock. "You're queen now," the palace staff kept saying. "Your Majesty, you have duties, responsibilities, expectations." I had no training, no preparation, no idea how to be queen. I was supposed to be a beta's mate, I told the king, managing a household, raising children, being supportive. Not this, not ruling, not being queen. "You'll learn. I'll teach you. We'll figure it out together." "Everyone knows I was the abandoned bride, that you married me out of pity, that this isn't a real marriage. Let them think what they want. We know the truth. This marriage is as real as we make it." Week 2. The learning. Week 2 brought lessons, protocol, etiquette, queenly behavior. Stand straighter, smile more, engage with people. You're queen. Act like it. I don't feel like queen. I feel like an imposter, a charity case, someone who doesn't belong. You belong because I chose you, because we're married, because you're my mate. That makes you queen, legitimately, permanently. Your mate, are we actually mates or just married? We're married. Whether we're mates, that's still developing. Give it time. Week 3. The first public appearance. Week 3 required a public appearance, a formal dinner. All the nobles, all the judgment. "They're staring," I whispered to the king. Whispering, judging. Let them. You're queen. You outrank all of them. Their judgment means nothing. It means something to me. I'm terrified, convinced I'll mess up, prove I don't belong. "You won't. You're stronger than you think. Trust yourself." The dinner went. Okay, not perfect, but functional. I didn't embarrass myself, didn't prove the doubters right. Small victory, but victory nonetheless. Week 4, the first real conversation. Week 4 brought our first real conversation. Not about duties or protocol, about us. "Are you happy?" the king asked. Or at least, not miserable? "I don't know. I'm adjusting, learning, surviving. Happy seems ambitious. Fair. Are you regretting the marriage?" "Sometimes, when I think about Marcus, about what I lost, about the life I planned." "Do you still love him?" "I don't know. I thought I did, but he abandoned me. Left me publicly. Maybe I loved who I thought he was, not who he actually was. That's honest. Thank you for that." "Are you regretting marrying me? Saddling yourself with an unprepared, traumatized bride who doesn't know how to be queen?" "No, I don't regret it. You're learning quickly, adapting well, becoming exactly the queen I knew you could be." The first month reflection. 1 month after the altar wedding, I reflected on everything. I'd gone from abandoned bride to queen in minutes, from humiliation to triumph, from Marcus to Nikolai. My life was unrecognizable, transformed, completely different. Was it better? I didn't know yet. Was it worse? Definitely not. Was it real? Increasingly. Every day it felt more real, more permanent, more mine. The king had saved me, given me dignity, given me a future. Now I just had to figure out how to make that future work. Chapter 7. The Revelation. 3 months later. Marcus's return. 3 months after the altar abandonment, Marcus returned, showed up at the palace, requesting audience. "Absolutely not," the king said. "He abandoned you. He doesn't get access to you." "I want to see him. I need closure. I need to understand why." "You know why. He didn't love you enough, didn't want you enough, that's why. I need to hear it from him. Please, grant him audience. Let me face him one last time." The king agreed, reluctantly. "I'll be present." He doesn't get to hurt you again. Not while I'm here. The confrontation. Marcus looked terrible, haggard, regretful, broken. Tessa, you look incredible. Being queen suits you. Why are you here, Marcus? What do you want? I made a mistake, leaving you. I realize that now. I want you back. I want to fix this. The audacity. The absolute audacity. You want me back? After abandoning me at the altar? After sending a text rather than facing me? After humiliating me in front of 300 people? I was scared. Overwhelmed. I made a terrible mistake, but I love you. I want another chance. You had 6 months of chances. 6 months to be present, to be engaged, to choose me. You didn't. You ran. You don't get another chance. But you married him. Marcus gestured at the king. A stranger. Someone you didn't even know. How is that better than marrying me? Because he showed up, I said simply. He stood beside me. He chose me publicly. He didn't run. That makes him infinitely better than you. The truth. I didn't love you, Marcus admitted. Finally. You were right. I didn't love you enough. I thought I could make it work. Thought I could build love over time. But I couldn't. And instead of admitting it, I ran. Like a coward. Why are you telling me this now? Because I realized too late that you were worth loving. That I was a fool to let you go. That the king saw your worth instantly, and I was too blind to see it. So, you want me back because the king validated my worth? Not because you actually value me? I value you now. I see you now. Please, give me another chance. No, you had your chance. You blew it. I'm married now, happily. To a male who chooses me every day. You're too late. The king's intervention. This audience is over, the king said. You've said your piece, been rejected. Now leave. You don't deserve her, Marcus said bitterly. You married her out of pity, out of obligation. You don't actually love her. I love her more in 3 months than you did in 2 years, the king said calmly. I choose her, publicly, daily, without hesitation. That's love. Your version. That was obligation. And you couldn't even commit to that. Marcus left, defeated, bitter, alone. And I realized something. I didn't love him anymore. Didn't miss him. Didn't regret losing him. I'd moved on. Completely. Irreversibly. The confession. Did you mean that? I asked the king after Marcus left. That you love me? Yes, I meant it. I love you, Tessa. Fell in love over these 3 months. Watching you adapt. Learn. Become queen. Become mine. I love you. I love you too, I admitted, surprised by the truth of it. I didn't plan to, didn't expect to, but I do. I love you. Even though I'm not the groom you plan to marry. Especially because you're not that groom. You're better. In every way. You chose me. He didn't. That makes all the difference. He kissed me. Not like at the altar. Brief and formal. Deep. Passionate. Real. I'm so glad he left you, the king whispered. So glad I got to step forward. So glad you married me instead. So am I. Best disaster of my life. Epilogue. 1 year later. 1 year after the altar wedding, we celebrated our anniversary. Real celebration. Not the chaotic rescue it had started as. Hard to believe it's been a year, I said. Feels like forever and like yesterday simultaneously. Do you regret it? Marrying me instead of him? Not even a little. Marcus would have made me miserable. You make me happy. That's all that matters. I heard Marcus got engaged, the king mentioned casually. To someone else. Quick rebound. Good for him. I hope he actually loves her, actually shows up, actually commits. Do you care? Not even a little. He's my past. You're my future. That's all I care about. We renewed our vows that day, properly. With planning, with intention, with love. I, Nikolai, take you, Tessa, to be my wife. Not out of obligation. Not out of rescue. Out of love. Deep, genuine, permanent love. I, Tessa, take you, Nikolai, to be my husband. Not because you saved me. Not because you're king. Because I love you. Choose you. Want you. Forever. The vows meant more this time, because they were chosen. Not desperate. Not reactive. Chosen. Thank you for stepping forward, I said later. For saying, marry me instead. For giving me a future worth having. Thank you for saying yes. For taking a chance on a stranger. For becoming the queen I knew you could be. For loving me back. Looking at my husband, my chosen husband, my real husband, my forever husband, I realized something. Sometimes the groom leaving you at the altar is the best thing that could happen. Because it makes room for the right groom to step forward. Marcus left me. The king claimed me. My disaster became my destiny. I'd planned a wedding to the wrong man, but I got a marriage to the right one, and I wouldn't change a single thing. The Alpha King stepped forward and said, marry me instead. And I said yes. Best decision of my life. Closing. And there you have it, my beautiful dreamers. The story of Tessa and Nikolai. Proof that sometimes the groom leaving you at the altar isn't the end of your story, but the beginning of a better one. And that the king stepping forward to save you can become the king you choose to love forever. Did this story move you? Did you feel Tessa's humiliation and triumph? Did you believe in Nikolai's rescue and love? Then show me some love. Hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me what you think about the king's intervention, and subscribe to Luna's romance audiobooks so you never miss another tale of abandoned brides and rescuing kings. I want to know, would you have said yes? Would you have married the king instead? Or would you have walked away? Tell me in the comments. Until next time, my dreamers, may your disasters become destinies. May your wrong grooms lead you to right ones, and may you always find someone willing to step forward and say, marry me instead. This is Luna, signing off. Sweet dreams, beautiful souls.